The winter wind howled like a lonely wolf around the den of the Reynard family, slicing through the barren branches of the ancient oak tree that sheltered them inside. Curled tightly together for warmth were Father Fox, Mother Fox, and their 3 trembling pups, Fern, Bracken, and Little Ash. Their bellies growled, a constant, hollow counterpoint to the storm outside. Food had grown scarcer than sunlight in the deep woods, and the once plump rabbits now seemed like ghosts, vanishing before weary paws could catch them. Father Fox looked at his family, their bright eyes dimmed by hunger. Their playful natures subdued. A deep worry settled in his chest, heavier than the snow piling at the Dina-Euro-S entrance. He knew he had to venture further than ever before, into the strange lands where humans dwelled, if they were to survive the cruel heart of winter. The responsibility weighed upon his russet shoulders like a physical burden. For 3 long days and nights, Father Fox pushed his weary body to its limits, ranging far beyond the familiar scent markers of his territory. He scoured frozen streams, sniffed hopefully at empty burrows, and watched the sky for any sign of careless birds. Each return to the den was heavier than the last, carrying only the scent of failure and the deepening chill of despair. Mother Fox would nuzzle him gently, sharing her own meager warmth, while the pups tried valiantly to hide their disappointment, their small whimpers barely audible over the wind. Little Ash shivered constantly now, his fur lacking its former luster. Seeing his youngest pup so frail ignited a desperate fire within Father Fox, a resolve that burned away caution. He knew the stories of the human farmsteads on the forest's edge, places filled with plump chickens and warm barns, but also with danger and bright lights and loud noises that struck terror into a wild heart. On the 4th desperate morning, driven by the sight of Ash struggling to lift his head, Father Fox crept towards the flickering lights of Old Man Hemlock's farm. He moved like a shadow between frosted fence posts, his senses screaming at the alien smells of oil, metal, and domestic animals. There, near a weathered barn glowing faintly from within, stood a sturdy wooden coop. The rich, warm scent of grain and sleeping chickens drifted through the slats, a siren song to his gnawing hunger and his family's need. He could almost taste the potential feast. Yet, as he neared, the memory of his pup's trusting eyes flashed before him. Stealing felt like a betrayal of the quiet dignity he tried to instill in them, a dangerous path that could lead back to the den with human hunters in tow. The conflict raged within him, survival's cold demand against the warmth of his love for his family's safety and spirit. He hesitated in the moonlit snow, a creature torn between instinct and a deeper understanding. Suddenly, a rectangle of harsh yellow light split the darkness as the farmhouse door creaked open. Old Man Hemlock stood framed in the doorway, his breath puffing white in the frigid air. Father Fox froze, every muscle locked in terror, certain the end had come in the form of a shotgun's roar. He closed his eyes, picturing Fern, Bracken, and Ash waiting in vain, but the shot never came. Instead, a low, gravelly voice cut through the silence. "Seen you skulking out here past few nights, Red," the old man murmured. Not unkindly, he took a slow step forward, his boots crunching on the snow. Father Fox braced himself, ready to bolt. Yet something in the man's posture, the lack of aggression, held him rooted. For a crucial, terrifying moment, he saw the man's eyes, not hard with anger, but weary and perhaps understanding the harshness of the season. The old farmer disappeared back into the warm glow of his doorway for a moment that stretched into an eternity for the trembling Fox. When he reappeared, he wasn't holding a weapon. Instead, cradled carefully in his worn hands, was a large, steaming bowl. He placed it deliberately on the frosted ground just beyond the porch step, then retreated slowly back into his house, closing the door softly behind him, leaving only the light from a window spilling onto the snow. Cautiously, disbelief warring with desperate hope, Father Fox crept forward. The scent that rose from the bowl was overwhelming, rich, and complex, the unmistakable aroma of hearty beef stew, thick with tender chunks of meat, carrots, and potatoes, still radiating warmth into the cold night. It wasn't scraps. It was a meal, offered freely. A profound, confusing wave of relief and gratitude washed over him. dissolving the icy knot of fear in his chest. This was no stolen prize. It was a gift ignoring his own ravenous hunger. Father Fox carefully took the edge of the still warm bowl in his jaws. It was awkward and heavy, but the precious warmth seeped into him. Fueling his determination, he dragged it slowly, painstakingly, back towards the deep woods, stopping often to rest his aching jaw and ensure he wasn't followed. The journey felt longer than his initial hunt, each step a testament to the weight of the unexpected bounty. The scent of the stew filled his nostrils, a promise of life for his family. As he finally neared the den, a faint whimper of anticipation reached his ears. Mother Fox had sensed his approach, and the incredible smell he carried, hope, fragile but bright, flickered within the dark confines of their shelter. He pushed the bowl into the den entrance. Mother Fox gasped, her eyes wide with disbelief. The pups, roused by the incredible aroma, stumbled forward, their noses twitching frantically. Food. Real food, yipped Bracken, his voice weak but filled with wonder. Father Fox nudged the bowl further inside. Eat, he urged, his voice thick with exhaustion and emotion. All of you, it's safe, it's ours. They needed no second bidding. The sounds that filled the den were not of ravenous gulping, but of quiet, almost reverent consumption. Small laps, contented sighs, the gentle crunch of softened vegetables. Little Ash, revived by the warmth and nourishment, nuzzled against his father's side, watching his family eat, seeing the color slowly return to their faces and the light rekindle in their eyes. Father Fox felt a warmth spread through him that had nothing to do with the stew. It was a profound, deep-seated relief and a dawning understanding. Long after the bowl was licked clean, and the pups had fallen into their first peaceful, deep sleep in weeks, nestled contentedly against Mother Fox's warm flank, Father Fox lay awake. He gazed out at the starlit snow filtering through the den entrance, reflecting the moonlight. The gnawing emptiness in their bellies was finally gone, replaced by a comfortable fullness, but the true warmth filling their small den, radiating from each sleeping form, came from something far more profound than mere food. It was the warmth of unexpected kindness in a harsh world, the safety of family preserved, and the quiet, humbling realization that their greatest prize hadn't been taken by stealth or cunning. It had been given freely in the darkness, a gift of compassion that nourished their bodies and restored their fragile hope. The stew had saved them, yes, but the unlooked-for generosity, the unstolen prize of human empathy, settled over their den like a silent, protective blessing, warmer than any winter sun. And in that warmth, finally, Father Fox closed his eyes, a profound peace settling over him as deep as the snow outside.